Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how I cook pozole. There's many ways that you can cook it. There's the green, the red, the white, Lord knows what else. But the way I was taught to make it, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that. So if you wanna learn, stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what exactly ingredients you need, and then you just add your touches from there, I guess. Alright guys, so what I usually use is the chile guajillos, chile anchos, which they look like, they're like a darker, little scrunchy looking, like this. I'm only making a batch for about, there's only me and my husband and my kids, so I'm not making a big batch. But they like the hominy, so I'm putting a big one, but you don't have to use a big one with this portion. If you want to make it for more than 5 people, I would recommend the big one. But if you're just making it for 2 to 3 people, I would get the smaller cans, but my kids like it. So I got 5 of chile ancho, and I'm using about 5.5 of the chile guajillo. I'm using garlic. And then I already have my meat. I ended up getting 2 pounds of tocino, like pork stew. I guess you can call them the chunks of pork stew. And then also got the pozole mix, which they sell already pre-made, which has a bunch of different type of meats. Not meats, but pork, but different kind of, like, they'll have like a foot, some bone in there. I usually get that just because the bone gives it the flavor. For garnish, I'm the only one who eats it with limon because my husband doesn't like it. So I got 1 limon and some cabbage, repollo. So this is all you guys need for now. You also need salt and a bay leaf. Let me see if I got that. Hold on. All right, I have a couple of bay leaves, and then I have oregano. I don't add this till later on, but I do put the pork to boil with the bay leaf. I'm going to put this entire onion in there, this half of onion, and then a whole thing of garlic. So stay tuned for that. Alright guys, so here I'm washing my pork. This is the pork stew that I was talking about. It's just chunks of pork meat. And I have a big pot here. And my water is up to like right here. So about 8 cups of water, 8 to 10 cups of water. And I do use, purified water. Simply because, I don't know, I just was raised that way. You want to go ahead and wash your meat really, really good. I always leave it soaked with water and vinegar for a little while. And then I rinse it out again. So I'm washing it like 2 or 3 times before I actually put it to boil. And that's just because I was raised to do that. I don't know if that's, I just make sure that my meat is like super clean. And here I'm going to show you what came inside my pack of meat. This is the pozole mix. This is bone. So it has a little bit of meat here, but I got it because of the bone. Like the flavor it gives it. And then I also just bought a pata of pork, a pork foot. Yeah, and then this is some more bones of the pork. If you don't want to make yours pork, you don't have to. A lot of people make it, my grandma now because she can't eat pork, so make it out of chicken. I tend to make it out of beef chunks. So it's really up to you. I was raised on the pork, and I feel like the pork is the best because it does give it a certain flavor that I think every pozole should have. So, all right. So here I'm going to show you. Give me 1 second. Here I have my meat. It's washed completely. I did make sure I put enough water, at least 3 to 4 inches of water. That should be good. Above the meat, simply because it does spill over. So you want to be able to have the meat cook so it doesn't spill over. Also, you want to make sure, a lot of people boil it for only about 45 minutes. but I like to boil it for over an hour, simply because an hour, 20 minutes or so, because I like the meat to be falling off the bone, just tender and just delicious. So I would boil it for about, I would do 45 minutes and then check it. This is not a lot of meat, so it shouldn't take that long. But depending on how much pounds of meat, that's how much you would boil it for. Just check it as you go, let it boil. You want to bring this to a boil before you put it to medium heat. So go ahead and turn on your stove to hot. To hot. What am I talking about, girl? All right, guys. So I have my pot here. As you can tell, it's a big, oh, sorry. It's a big pot. So I have my thing on high, not hot, but high. And you're going to want to go ahead and throw your bay leaves in there with, mine are falling apart, but it's okay. Your bay leaves inside the pot, okay? You're also going to want to put the onion with the cáscara and everything. It doesn't matter, you don't have to peel it. Like a lot of people's like, oh, you have to take the skin off, but I think it just gives it more flavor. I just make sure it's completely rinsed outside, but I've used it, so I'm going to throw this whole thing in there. And then you're also going to want to put an entire thing of garlic cloves in there. A lot of people, like I said, take the garlic out, but I don't, because I could simply take it out when, you know, as long as it's not too crazy. Like this, I'll obviously take off, you know, like the extra stuff. See, like this here, I'll take all this off, and I'll just throw this in there. No, oh, it's a little hard. See, that's how you know it's made with love. I've been craving pozole for the longest. My husband, he's been on this like diet, not really diet, but like he's been watching his weight and stuff like that. And I cook, my meals are super heavy, typical Mexican, you know. Our meals are like with full beans and rice and meat and tortillas, and you know, that's why we can never have six packs, because we love tortillas. But throw this whole thing in there. Okay, and I always put, where's the salt? Some salt, and I do about this much. Oh, you can't see, duh. About this much. It might seem like a lot, but it's not for this whole thing, if that makes any sense. So, I know my face is like cutting off and stuff, so yeah, you want to go ahead and put that, and then after that, one trick I learned cooking, you guys, I learned this from two different people. Like, I've seen them do it. My mom, mother-in-law, she always cleans after herself when she cleans. Like, she never leaves something just laying around in the widths to clean it at the end. Like, she'll clean it there and then. Like, if she dirties the dish, she makes sure she cleans it and washes it there after she's like immediately done with it. And I've caught on to it, so like now I do it. So like I'll be done cooking and everything is clean, which is an amazing feeling. So I recommend that. Always have like a little trash bag next to your little cooking station or wherever you're cooking, just because you could throw the trash there and it's not just laying everywhere. So I want to bring that to a boil, and once it does start to boil, just turn it to like medium heat, medium high heat, just so it continues to cook at a certain temperature. Pork doesn't take that long. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. So depending on how many pounds of pork you have or how many pounds of meat, I would go off base of that. I only today got about 5 pounds of meat, so I'm gonna wait over an hour to actually check it again. I mean, I'll come and I'll check it while I'm doing other things. I just let it cook and do its thing. Remember, the bay leaf is already in the pot, the onion, the garlic, salt, and the meat itself with water. Just let it cook, let it do its thing, and then come back and check it in about 45 minutes to an hour. And then if the meat is actually falling apart by this point, that's when you're gonna wanna take your next step. So stay tuned for that. This is what my chiles look like. I have them sitting because once they're already boiled, they should look like this. These are the anchos right here. And all I did was wash the insides to get all the seeds out. Because if you leave the seeds, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be super, 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 what is it? Spicy. So I just clean them out with the seeds out. And I put this like that. And I put it to boil. Alright guys, so once you have this already opened, a lot of people just put this in there by itself, but I really, really suggest you washing it, rinsing it through, just like that. You can't see my face, but this is already washed. I basically rinsed everything. You don't want to wash it with anything other than water, but you want to go ahead because these kind of canned ones, they have like this layer of, I don't know. So you want to go ahead and wash it and prep it. Oopsie. And then just go ahead and put it in your pot. So here it goes. My meat already being done. I have not made my salsa yet because it takes a little bit more time to make the salsa because I usually fry it a little bit. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I fry my sauce a little bit before I put it in here, simply because it gives it its color, but it also sometimes what I like doing too, like if I have a piece of meat, I just like taking it out and basically crushing the meat so it's into chunks instead of one big chunk like this. You see little chunks of meat so that it's easier for the kids, especially with these parts with the bone. My husband hates the bones because he's like, I want to be able to enjoy it. Like this piece of meat, I mean this cuerito, I like I know it sounds kind of gross, but I like this, like, this is my favorite part. So that's for me. And because this does have bone, this is the bone right here. And it's already sucked everything out of it. I don't need the bone anymore. So I just go ahead and I take the bone away. I mean off the meat itself, and then I just throw this back into the pot. I believe I didn't have that much with bone. I think I just had about 2 pieces with the meat that I got because I didn't get a lot of bone. I just got a couple to make the juice. I actually got to go to the store and grab some more of the, I'm gonna leave that in there. I like that. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it, guys. You put it in here and give me a second, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I make my salsa to give it the color and the taste. So itself, it already has the onion in here, everything that you started with. All you did was add the hominy. So hold on, I'm on my way. I'm gonna let you know. So here I have 3 more things of clove. You're gonna hear Olivia screaming a lot in the background. Stop, let her be. 3 things of clove, half an onion, and then by now your chilies should be completely completely cooled off. You don't want to get this stuff on your clothes, you guys, because this will stain. And you're going to want to put all your chiles in the blender. I know a lot of people put their chiles in the pozole to boil with the water, but I don't like the texture of the chiles, so I rather just do it the normal way that I was taught. Go with your sister outside, puppy.
I'm gonna get my sharks.
Don't take your sharks out there. And you're gonna want to blend this. Don't add any type of salt or consomme or anything like that, because you're gonna be adding it to the pot with like everything else, because you have been adding salt. So you don't want to overdo this with salt and then for it to be too salty and then not be good. So this is what it should look like. Garlic, onion, chiles. That's it. Feel it here. It already has the oil. I just put about maybe 2 tablespoons of oil. And then this here is my chile mixed already. You're going to want to get a not a grinder. What am I talking about? Hold on one second. Let me show you. Okay, you're going to want to use one of these. So you're going to be putting the salsa in here and then frying it and letting it come to a boil and then putting it back in the pot. Now that my chile is boiling, it came to a boil, we're going to put it in here. You can't. So you're going to want to use this type of oregano, the Mexican oregano. And you're going to want to put about 2.5 tablespoons in your hand, just like this, and crush it up yourself. Sometimes you'll see these little sticks here, but they ain't gonna harm nobody. You could take them out if you want, but just crush it up, and you're gonna put it in your chile. In your pozole. That's fine enough. Ziki, I need you to get together and get your stuff together. And get your sister strawberry in a little baggie for her, please. Just like that. Just like that. This is what it looks like so far. You're going to want to mix it in. I'm basically going to bring this to a boil, which most likely it already is. And then after that, I'm just going to turn it off completely because everything in here is already cooked fully. Because the hominy has been in here since the meat has been done. So everything else is just gonna blend in a bath of goodness. Oh my God, I can't wait to eat this. And what I do love doing, I don't know if you guys ever tried it. Don't mind my stove because I had some of the things spill over. But I grabbed some of the garlic and I spread it into my tortilla when I'm eating. Oh my God, you guys. When I tell you it is delicious, y'all need to try it. So next video will be the try test. And go ahead and taste it, guys. If you guys feel like you need a little bit more salt or a little bit more consommé, which is called chicken bouillon, go ahead and add it to it. You don't want to add too much in the beginning because you're going to add to it. So go ahead and try that. All right, guys, so there you go. It's kid approved. Olivia's obviously eating it, so it's not that spicy. Ezekiel loves this stuff. So I would definitely recommend for you to make it. Kids will eat it.
I will eat the feast.
So, yeah. Go ahead and try it. Let me know if you try this recipe and stuff. See if you like it, because I absolutely love pozole. I can eat it whenever. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold or whatever. I'm always down to eat some pozole. So, obviously I didn't put no repollo, cabbage, or lime or anything like that in theirs because they don't really need it. But for us adults, it's a nice little garnish. So
Okay, guys, but please get 10 million likes on this. And smack that bell. Subscribe.
So you wanted this one. Alright guys, so this is what my pozole looks like. And all I do is I shred the cabbage finely like this. I like a lot of cabbage, so I'm just going to add as much as I want. But you can add as much as you want. And then you also want to chop up some fresh onions. There you go. And a lot of people eat this with tortillas or with tostadas. Your choice, but enjoy. So I know this video is already long as it is. I'm just going to do a quick taste test. You guys, I've been craving this for like a month. And as most of you know, I'm pregnant. So this was a must. This is delicious. You guys. And it's so funny because every time you crave something, you make it extra good. So you guys enjoy. Let me know how it goes.